Story 1. Spend that money on a savings account before you spend it on other things. Literally budget savings as if it were another bill. Story 2. Be completely averse to shopping. Literally think about how much of a hassle it is to shop. When I walk into a store with racks of clothes to look through, I just want to go home. I dislike it immensely. Story 3. Get your money in cash. It helps when you physically hand the money over, as it encourages careful consideration and prevents excessive spending. Story 4. Do not buy something just because it is cheap. For example, think, this shirt is only $10. I am just going to get it. You should buy the shirt because you like it, not because of the price. Ask yourself, if this shirt were $100, would I still want it? If the answer is no, then move along. Story 5. Choose one streaming service each month. Enjoy all the content you want on that service, then cancel it and switch to another service for the next month. Repeat this process. There is no reason to pay for multiple streaming services at once. Story 6. Create a budget you can adhere to and follow it. Monitor your expenses, even using a simple spreadsheet. Ensure you are aware of your spending on gas, utilities, food, and other necessities. If one area is expanding rapidly, address it with determination. Story 7. There is an old Irish saying that goes like this: McCarthy earns £9, spends 10. Result: misery. O'Malley earns £9, spends 8. Result: joy. It is simple. Live below your means. If you can afford $1,000 in rent, find a place for $800 instead. If you can handle a $500 car payment, either pay cash or limit it to $250. If you eat out or have a $5 latte every day, just stop. Story 8. Pay the bills and save first, then make plans to spend. This helps control spending. Do not buy anything immediately. Most wants are not needs. Story 9. Cut out subscriptions you are not using often enough. $5 or $10 per month might not seem like a lot, but imagine it being $60 or $120 per year instead. Story 10. Just keep track of your finances at the end of every month. See where you can save. Then have the discipline in the moment to act and make your morning coffee at home instead of going to the coffee shop or drive-through. Story 11. Learn to cook fresh food. It is more affordable than dining out or ordering takeout. It is healthier for you and those for whom you cook. You can impress potential partners. Story 12. It's difficult to provide just one tip, so here are several thoughts that come to mind. 1. Always keep a mindset of frugality. Prepare your own meals. Prioritize saving by paying yourself first before making any other purchases. This advice comes from Warren Buffett. Differentiate between needs and wants. Consider if you truly need the item and if it is an immediate necessity. Story 13. Avoid lifestyle inflation. If you are earning 5 times more than what you started with, think of yourself as still earning the same amount as your first livable paycheck. Save and invest the remainder. Story 14. Wait 24 hours on almost every purchase. There is almost nothing you need or want to buy immediately. If it's not basic groceries or fuel, don't buy it. Wait 24 hours and see if you still want it. Yes, emergencies happen, but this rule doesn't apply there. See cute shoes? Wait. Craving an expensive coffee-flavored dessert shake? Wait. Spot a cool hat? Wait. Notice an advertisement for a cool accessory for your vehicle? Wait. Whatever it is, wait. This applies to everything, not just high-priced items. You will find that fleeting whims will pass, allowing you to focus on your larger life goals. You aren't treating yourself with these small luxuries. You are hindering your goals and dreams. You deserve to treat yourself better. You are worth it. Story 15. Focus on your income just as much as your expenses. Think in terms of dollars, not percentages. 5% off your insurance might be $400. 35% off your lunch might be $5. For 100 ways, a lot more than 5. Story 16. Change your supplies for internet and energy every few years. The great deal you received from your current provider 20 years ago probably isn't advantageous anymore. Story 17. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a high-yield savings account or investment account right after payday. This makes saving effortless and treats it like a non-negotiable expense. Pay yourself first. Over time, it builds discipline and protects you from impulse spending. Story 18. Be slow and savor your food or enjoy your activity. Spend more time appreciating whatever you have before you purchase more or hurry to the next thing. You are richer than you think right now. Story 19. If you can, set aside a percentage of your paycheck for retirement and investing, and a small percentage for savings. Have it transferred immediately so you don't see it. Try to live on the remaining amount. Also, try cooking when possible and reduce impulsive spending. Story 20. Spending habits are similar to any other habit. To change them, you need to make small adjustments over time. Significant changes rarely last. If you eat out 5 days a week, try reducing to 3 days first, then 2, then 1, and eventually just once in a while. Unless you are in a position where you must make substantial changes immediately, small changes typically lead to longer-lasting success. Start small and build up gradually. Story 21. I have kept a monthly chart for years with my usual expenditures, including a line for an emergency fund. I try to stick to that as much as possible, even though I know that is not always attainable. For bills that change month to month, like electricity, I put an average monthly amount. It may not help everyone, but it has been helpful for me. There have been times when I have been really low on funds and did not have enough to cover everything, requiring me to juggle expenses from month to month. The chart assists with that as well. Additionally, I have saved significantly by watching the Kroger weekly ad and taking advantage of the digital coupons available. I try to buy everything I can on sale and compare prices with the stores I typically visit. Over time, this has genuinely helped me be in a better financial position. Story 22. Every little thing that is a want and not a need, I take time to think it through for at least 2 to 3 days, depending on the price. Approximately 90% of the items I considered did not end up being purchased because of this process. Story 23. Invest the money you want to save in a place that provides returns based on your risk appetite. If the amount is separate from your bank balance, it automatically encourages savings. Story 24. Basically, just don't leave the house and put away the internet. Immerse yourself in a book, which you hopefully already have or borrow from the library, which requires you to leave the house, bringing you back to square one. It's challenging now because consumption is relied upon, nearly required, for existence. There is a noticeable emphasis on consumption in many situations. Story 25. Open your bank or credit card statement and arrange all your expenses into categories to more effectively see where you are spending or wasting money. Housing, rent or mortgage, home or renter's insurance, utilities such as water, electricity, internet, gas, and phone bill. Food, groceries for the week or month only. Other bills, student loans, personal loans, subscriptions. Personal insurance, self-care such as haircuts, makeup, nails, and counseling. Transportation, gas, vehicle insurance, maintenance, general upkeep, and cleaning. Frivolous fun, nights out or in, dining out, ordering in, and shopping. Savings, individual retirement account and savings account. Once you have populated these categories for the previous month or 30-day span, add everything up, ideally using a spreadsheet tool. Now look at the totals in each category as well as the frequency of items within a category. This simple task will immediately make you more aware of where your money is really going. For me, I was going out to lunch 5 times a week and then to the bar once or twice a week. This was easily costing $125 to $175 per week. In a month, this totaled over $700 at times. I also remembered I bought coffee and a pastry most mornings, and these seemingly minor expenses added up to the point where I was spending nearly $1,000 on food and drinks each month. I wanted to make a change but didn't want it to be too drastic, so I started in small steps. My daily lunch became a Friday-only treat. Trips to the bars became once or twice a month, and I started buying beer to drink at a friend's place instead. My morning coffee runs turned into making a large cup of coffee at home and bringing it to work. Over time, I managed to reduce this category significantly. I applied the same strategy to other categories as well. In about 4 months, I substantially cut my unnecessary yet enjoyable expenses without hating myself or the changes I was making. Interestingly, a few friends did the same, transforming it into a group effort which made it feel even less burdensome. Story 26. I save all of my $1 and $5 bills. It is relatively painless and doesn't feel like I am losing money until a cashier gives me my change in all $5 bills when I paid with $100. Plus, it adds up quickly. Story 27. Stick to your shopping list and attend garage sales for items you need or want. Yes, you can splurge at garage sales and still save a lot of money. Story 28. Bulk warehouse shopping at Sam's Club or Costco offers a wide variety of everyday items and gas. I earn cash back and the membership pays for itself. Story 29. 2 tips. 1. Don't pay full price for nearly any goods or products. Sales are common, but they aren't always the best value. There are always coupons, promotional codes, and bonus offers that can lower the cost of items. Clipping coupons still exists. Many major grocery chains have savings apps linked to your phone number where you can clip coupons to add to your account. This has helped me save hundreds of dollars easily. Buy it nice or buy it twice. Sometimes the cheaper brand or option doesn't last as long. Do some research before purchasing. I have shoes from brands that cost more, sometimes double or triple the price of others, that have lasted significantly longer. One brand of dress or work shoe is well known for its high price but also resells in the secondary market because of its excellent build quality. They offer affordable shipping for repairs and refurbishing, and they're well constructed. I also have underwear and socks from brands that last a long time. You'll pay more initially, but you will buy them less often. Story 30. Buy quality secondhand goods at a low price. I do this with everything, from laptops to clothing to shoes to phones. Story 31. Treat saving and investing with the same importance as rent and utilities. Your spending money should come after all your necessary expenses and after you allocate some to saving and investing. Story 32. I stick to this routine every payday, except when a paycheck goes towards rent. I set aside $600 to $800 as a 2-week cushion, about $20 a day, in case I run out of funds on my debit card. Any money I don't use gets invested or added to my emergency fund. One thing that helps me save is limiting how often I go out, maybe once a month for dinner or brunch with a friend. I also avoid spending on alcohol altogether, which makes a big difference over time. Story 33. I don't carry much money with me. Unless I know I need to buy something, I have a limit of $20 for leisure per week. Once that $20 bill is spent, it's gone. As a university student, I have to travel across the city daily. Story 34. Make sure you deposit money into savings during your direct deposit. Don't just say you will save whatever is left at the end of the month. When they cut your paycheck by 10% or a certain amount you are comfortable with, that should be deposited directly into a savings account. If you really need access to that savings, it should be in a different bank from your checking account, so you have to wait a couple of days for the money to transfer instead of accessing it instantly. Story 35. 1. Have 3 accounts, one for purchases, one for emergencies, and one for savings that you don't use. Create a realistic budget to allocate funds into the first 2 accounts each month. I usually split my budget in half and deposit 1/2 into each of the 2 accounts, and then immediately transfer the remainder into your savings account when you get paid. Designate days where you don't spend anything. Avoid small purchases like coffee or lunch out. On no-spending days, refrain from any expenditures. Most days of the week, I aim for no-spending days by bringing water from home, eating at home, and biking. Story 36. When you are out shopping with friends and you really want to buy 30 dolls, only buy 2 or 3 dolls. That is all you really need. Story 37. Many banking apps offer the option to round up your spending to the nearest currency and deposit the difference into a savings pot. It adds up quickly. For example, if I spend £1.55 in a shop, it takes £2 from my bank and transfers the 45p into a savings jar. You don't really notice it, but by the end of the week, you have a little pot with £10 to £20 in it. I've been doing this for around a year now and have 760 pounds in my spare change jar, as I call it. Story 38. Check to see if you need what you're paying for regarding your phone. I was on an unlimited plan for my wife and me, and it cost $87 a month. I examined our data usage and switched to a pay-as-you-go plan instead. Some months, the cost is still close to that original amount, but often it is not. Story 39. Have a list of where you spend your money. Based on that information, create a budget plan and stick to it. Story 40. Cancel subscriptions for a while and see if your phone provider offers any streaming service for free. I get Netflix with ads from T-Mobile and have enjoyed listening to the radio more than Spotify. Anyway, yes, cancel the subscription and avoid fast food regularly. Story 41. Identify the largest expense in your transaction history and manage it effectively. For me, it was food. I was spending hundreds of pounds each month on takeaways and random snacks, in addition to my grocery shopping. I set an overly generous takeaway budget and slightly reduced my monthly grocery budget to compensate for these meals. If I was indulging, I wanted to be consistent so I could determine the actions I needed to take next. For example, monthly grocery equals 300 pounds, takeaway equals 400 pounds. 2. When I was consistently ordering takeaway just once a week, I combined my takeaway and grocery budgets into one reduced total. For example, total equals 500 pounds. 3. I gradually decreased this total as I established routines, such as sourcing meat from a local butcher and shopping for fruits and vegetables weekly. For example, total equals 300 pounds. It's still a journey, but I have saved a significant amount of money, and I'm becoming healthier as a result. Story 42. Negotiate your bills. If you threaten to cancel your phone or internet service, they will likely lower your bill. Shop around for car and home insurance. Rates are always fluctuating, so it's worth the effort. Lastly, stop drinking alcohol, as it saves me about $500 a month. Story 43. I learned a useful method. There are 2 ways to do this: by cash or through your banking application. For cash, get 100 envelopes from your local dollar store and label them from 1 to 100. Every week, choose an envelope at random and place the dollar amount that matches the envelope number inside. If you pick 15, you put in $15. If you pick 98, you put in $98. If you can afford it, you can choose 2 numbers each week or bi-weekly, depending on what works best for you. Using the banking application works the same way, but instead, you open a savings account. Rather than using envelopes, simply transfer the money into the savings account and check off the numbers you've already chosen. By the time you run out of envelopes or number transfers, you will have saved $5,000. I like this method because some weeks I can afford to save more, while other weeks I can only set aside a little. It is flexible in that sense. If you pick an envelope with a number that is too high or too low, just return it and pick another. I hope this helps. Story 44. Honestly, it is better to focus on increasing your salary, business, and investments. If you need to save, then create a budget, stick to it, and be realistic about your life. Story 45. For me, it was credit cards. The amount I owe compared to how much I have left over presents a vastly different perspective on spending. Additionally, if your income is greater than your expenses, then you are saving every month. Story 46. Don't have any habits like marijuana or alcohol. Pirate games because top-tier developers can be reckless. Indie developers are a different matter. Invest in intelligent financial choices, not misguided trends or bandwagons. Story 47. The best advice I have is to stop buying drinks. No soda, no toffee, no alcohol, no bottled beverages. Water is the best drink, and if you prepare correctly, you can usually have something ready for free at all times. It's also easier if you just stop drinking anything but water. This way, the cravings are less intense. Honestly, reducing caffeine has been one of the best decisions. Caffeine is addictive, so save it for when you really need it. Story 48. 10 to 15 days of no spending are blocked out on my calendar each month. This is the best money-saving strategy one have personally found to be beneficial. Story 49. Leave it in your cart for a week. If you still need it after that, consider how much it will actually benefit you. Think past the initial excitement of a new purchase and really imagine what it's like to own it. Story 50. Create a budget and monitor it in Excel. Record every expense with each amount deducted from your budget. This increases awareness of your spending habits. Story 51. After you have provided for your essential needs, allocate a portion of your money to buy Bitcoin. Even a small amount, like $50 per pay period, can help protect the value of your money while it appreciates until you find a reason to sell. If you purchased Bitcoin last year, your investment would have grown by 60%. It's not complicated, but many people are still hesitant. I hope this helps. Story 52. Freeze your credit cards literally. Place them in a bowl of water in the freezer. When you want to use one, the time it takes to defrost the card gives you extra time to consider if the purchase is truly necessary. Story 53. Pay yourself first. Determine how much money you need to live and then pay yourself from any surplus. This way, you can live within your means and avoid incurring debt. Loyalty does not pay, so continue seeking higher-paying roles. Story 54. Spend less than you earn, and the difference you save will grow. Live below your means, and you will always be financially secure. Either lower your expenses or increase your income to achieve this. I know it's not easy, but this is the main strategy for financial well-being, and it has worked for me. In the long term, I aim to raise my income. In the short term, I focus on cutting spending. Story 55. Set up your savings account in a different bank from your regular expenses, preferably after a new account promotion. Then, direct deposit a percentage for savings. Set it and forget it. Story 56. Be friendly. Occasionally share your difficulties in life. Some people are willing to help, treating you to food or giving away excess furniture. Be thankful that you did not spend any money. Thank them, but do not take advantage of their kindness. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.